Yes, boys, where are we? Lost us. Tell me first.
Ideal gas equations.
Oh, super. Ideal gas equation. Okay. So I just give you few applications of Boyle's law, one or two problems. Then we will go to further. What happened to this? Hurry. Hmm. Good. Okay. Ideal gas equation. Boyle's law applications we will see first. Quills tube is used to verify the Boyle's law. Quill tube is a pipe like this. Quill's tube is a pipe like this. So slightly more than, bigger than, what do you call that capillary? Okay, and less than your, smaller than your test tube, chemistry test tube. Test tube used in the chemical laboratory. So slightly smaller than that. This is the quill tube. So you can assume capillary slightly bigger. Quill tube you fill with mercury. You pour a drop of the mercury, sufficient pellet, mercury pellet you pour. So when you put mercury pellet, that mercury pellet will stay somewhere here like this. This is the mercury pellet, of height h. Mercury pellet of height h is there. So you can verify now Boyle's law. What do you mean by verification of Boyle's law? PV equal to constant. Okay, that equation we are going to verify. PV equal to constant we are going to verify. For what? For the air. Where is the air? In the tube. In the tube. So initially open to sky pressure V naught, P naught, volume if the length is capital L, L into A, area of cross section. When you pour mercury pellet, a droplet of mercury, what happens? Mercury takes this shape, and here the gas is now compressed by mercury. Mercury stays there, it doesn't fall and hit here. It doesn't hit the base, it stays there. Why it stays there also, I will show you now. Okay, mercury compresses the gas, and so volume changes to small l into A. Mercury compressing the gas. Compressing the gas. What is that gas? The same air, whatever is there here, air, that air now has come to a volume of small a into small l. So pressure definitely increases. Let the pressure be P. Temperature, surrounding temperature is same only. Surrounding temperature is same only. So when volume reduces, automatically pressure increases. So here pressure P into length L into area. This is what we will check. We check Boyle's law like this. Sir, how to find P? So pressure P is, what is pressure here? P naught, atmospheric pressure. This is a static column. So pressure P is equal to P naught plus H, mercury pellet height into rho mercury into G. You can use this equation. Moreover, guys, atmospheric pressure is equal to 76 centimeters of mercury column. So wherever atmospheric pressure is there, there I can write 76 into rho mercury into G into capital L into A is equal to here P naught plus H rho G. P naught is 76, okay, plus H into rho mercury into G into L into A. Okay. So what is getting cancelled here? 76 into total length of the pipe L is equal to 76 plus H into length L of the pipe. P into L is equal to constant. P into L is equal to constant concept you can apply. P into L equal to constant. Please check once. Any doubt, sir? Suppose two situations I will show you. Erasing this.
1 minute, sir. Done, sir.
Now you take a situation. Already mercury is filled. Already in a pipe there is a mercury. For example, who is this guy? Arnav. Initially, in the capillary, mercury is there up to some height h. H. Now the pipe is made like this. This will be h, again h, and the slope here is theta. It is turned through theta. Now how to apply Boyle's law, how to verify? Boyle's law, how to verify? Boyle's, check. Here L is length L1. So pressure will be, this is atmospheric pressure, this is H. So 76 plus H I can write. Atmospheric pressure means you replace atmosphere with the mercury column of height 76 centimeters. That's all. So 76 plus H into length L1 is equal to here. This is here open to sky atmosphere P naught. Length becomes here. This is H. This becomes L2 now. So 76 plus this height. When this is theta, this is H cos theta. H cos theta into L2. Finished. You can write that. Problem. Another problem I am giving. Erasing this. There is a cylinder. empty cylinder with a massless piston here. Height 100 centimeters, 1 meter. Massless piston. Air pressure outside P naught. Inside also air is there, pressure P naught, because piston has no mass. If piston is massive, then weight of the piston adds, compresses the gas inside. So pressure inside, pressure outside would be different. Now what I said, piston has no mass at all, and it is in equilibrium there. So pressure inside, pressure outside, both are same. Tub piston. Now mercury is poured. Mercury is poured on the piston. So this is all mercury. You are asked to calculate the height of the mercury column poured, so that maximum height of the mercury column poured, so that equilibrium is possible. What is the maximum length or height of the mercury column that can be poured? Let it be x. This is 100 minus x. That is the hint. Now try to answer it. How to solve it? Any idea?
Sir, is the answer 25?
24 is the answer. Check. Boyle's law you can apply to what? To the air trapped. Okay. Why Boyle's law? Because temperature of the surroundings is not going to change. So here pressure P naught into volume 100 centimeters into area of cross section is equal to, here pressure definitely changes. Why changes? Because you are compressing the gas by pouring the mercury. When you pour the mercury, volume is decreasing. You see, volume is decreasing due to weight of the mercury. When volume decreases, pressure increases. Let the pressure be P here. Then P into here 100 minus X you can write. These into area. These are equal. Boyle's law. When you pour mercury, temperature is not going to change. No? Okay, then sir, P naught, how to write? P naught you write 76 into rho mercury into G, those terms will get cancelled, into 100 here is equal to, here P how to find? Chalo, pressure P if you want to find, outside is open to sky, P naught. Outside is open to sky, P naught. So pressure P, I will show you now. Pressure P is equal to P naught plus X into rho mercury into G. X into rho mercury into G. But P naught I can write as 76. So 76 plus X into rho mercury into G I can write. So here rho mercury into G here on either side. So I will show here only 76 into 100 is equal to 76 plus X into, this is 100 minus X. Bus solve for X. 24 centimeters. Public, got the answer? Next problem. There is a mercury trough and a pipe is there. This is the mercury trough. Pipe 8 centimeters is outside the mercury. 8 centimeters is outside the mercury. Now, close the open end with your thumb. Put your thumb here, like this. Close it. Okay, close it and lift it up. Lift it up. Keep closing, lift it up. How much should I lift? Yes, you lift it 44 centimeters up. You lift it 44 centimeters up. Up, you lift 44 centimeters. This is sealed with your thumb. Up 44 centimeters you lift. If you lift it up 44 centimeters, what happens? Tell me first, then I will explain the question. I will give the question later. First you tell me what happens. Come on, come on. What happens to volume? Volume increasing. Volume is increasing. You are lifting it up. Volume for what? Whose volume increasing? There is air trapped inside. There is air trapped inside. 8 centimeters air is there. Correct or not? This 8 centimeters air, you are closing it. Means you are disconnecting from the atmosphere. You are closing it. Now you are lifting it up. That means volume of the air inside is increasing. When volume of the air inside increases, pressure of the air inside decreases. Pressure of the air inside decreases. When pressure decreases, outside pressure you see it is P0 only. Mercury. Mercury surface pressure is P0. Inside gas pressure reduced. As a result, mercury is forced to go up. So mercury goes up here. Mercury goes up. Now question is find the length of the air column above mercury. Find the length of the air column above mercury. That is the question. ఏం చేస్తారు నాన్న? How to find it? No one is answering. If no one answer, then Deepika has to answer.
Boyle's law for the air columns.
Boyle's law for the air column you apply. So, chalo. Here, open to sky nana 76 into 8 into area. This is P into V for the gas air here. Here, 44 you move. Already 8 is there, 44 you moved. Total will be 52. So this is X. This will be 52 minus X. Then pressure of the air here is P reduced. So pressure P into X into area you have to write. Okay, though this P you have to write in terms of height of the mercury. I will show you now. If pressure P here, pressure here is what, here and here pressure is P naught only. So P naught is equal to P plus the height 52 minus X into rho mercury into G I can write. Check now. But pressure P is equal to then P naught minus 52 minus X into rho mercury into G. P naught I can write 76. 76 minus 52 plus X into rho mercury into G I can write. Thus the pressure P has become 24 plus X. Rho mercury into G I am not writing because here also I have not written. So 76 into 8 is equal to here 24 plus X into X. Finish. That is your equation. That is your equation.
Sir, could you explain again?
Yes. Where? What do you want? Where you find difficulty, you tell me.
In the starting step, sir, P is equals to P naught minus 52 minus X. Right?
P is equal to P naught. See, first concept you understand. You are increasing the volume of the air inside. When you increase the volume of the air inside, what happens? Pressure decreases. Pressure decreases. So air pressure when decreases from the outside mercury, the mercury is pumped to go in. Mercury is forced to go in. So it will go up. Okay. What height it will go? Assume X length of the air column is there. X length of the air column is there. So above below mercury level will be 52 minus X. 52 minus X. Now if the air pressure is P, P plus 52 minus X, P plus 52 minus X into rho mercury into G. This is hydrostatic equation. You understood this or not?
Yes, sir.
Now rearrange, pressure you will get. But do remember, wherever atmosphere is there, there you write 76 into rho mercury into G. Understand?
Yes, sir.
That is what you have to do. Still any doubts? Raise it, but understand thoroughly. So if you solve, you will be getting the value of X. Answer given is 15.4, I think. No, 15.4. Correct. 15.4 answer given. Check it. We We just now take up KTG, kinetic theory of gases. We'll take up. Kinetic theory of gases. We are going to use here completely Newton's laws of motion to the air molecules or gas molecules. If it is not air, gas molecules, we are going to use Newton's laws of motion. Already, what is ideal gas, what is real gas, we have some idea. So once again, I am at low temperatures and high pressures. It is normal gas also behaves like ideal gas. Compared to volume of the gas chamber, the volume of each molecule is less. Volume of each molecule is less. Keep it in mind. Molecules do not exert any internal forces among each other unless and otherwise they come into contact, collide physically. When they collide physically with each other, that time they exert forces. Otherwise, they do not exert any force. Intermolecular forces are negligible. Hence, potential energy is not there. So, if at all gas molecule has energy, it must be kinetic only. Particles, gas particles are equally likely to be moving in all the directions. It's a random molecule. If you find an air molecule you find in the room, okay? Tell me in which direction it goes. Only X, only Y, only Z, or random direction. It has to
Random.
be random. Random direction can be split up into three components: X, Vx, Vy, Vz. So particle has equal probability to go along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis also. Okay. When gas is in thermal equilibrium with the surroundings, temperature of the gas is equal to temperature of the surroundings. All particles of one gas are identical and all collisions happening are elastic collisions, perfect elastic collisions. So up to this you have to accept. Now, to understand the reason for pressure and temperature. To understand pressure of a gas and temperature of a gas in terms of microscopic activities of the molecules, I am considering one cube here. Pressure is normal force per unit area. So unless I have some area, I cannot calculate pressure. Therefore, I am constructing a surface. For gas, enclosure is required. For a gas, an enclosure is required. So I consider a cube of side L in which gas is enclosed. Maybe hydrogen, oxygen, air, whatever it may be. So this is x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. X-axis, y-axis, z-axis, origin. Okay. Gas is enclosed here, side L, cube of side length L. This is, you name it, A, B, C, D, and this is O, P, Q, R. Two surfaces you take like this. I consider the surface ABCD. Okay. So A, B, C, D, one surface you take. The pressure, if you want to study pressure of the gas you want to study, you need one surface. Okay. So ABCD surface you take and you calculate the force exerted by molecules. Force exerted by molecules on the surface ABCD divided by area will give you pressure. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. In order to calculate force exerted by molecules, let us pick up one molecule. A molecule, if you take up, molecule randomly goes like this. Its velocity has one x component Vx, one y component Vy, and one z component Vz. This is V. So, molecule hitting the surface ABCD will exert force only on x-axis. It hits like this, undergoes elastic collision and bounces like this. It exerts force in this direction. We studied in collision chapter, whenever a ball collides with a surface, normal component only force will be there. Normal component changes, tangential component of the momentum does not change. All forces and impulses during collision act along an axis. Okay, t-axis momentum does not change. Able to recollect it? T-axis means parallel to ABCD. Parallel to ABCD, momentum is not going to get affected. The momentum along perpendicular to ABCD means x-axis is going to get reverse elastic collision. So, if it hits with Vx velocity, its momentum along x-axis is mvx. After collision, it becomes opposite minus mvx. Change will be initial, final minus initial. If you do 2 times mvx, you will get magnitude. This is delta P along x-axis, delta Px for one molecule, where m is the mass of the molecule. Note down this. This is very important derivation. You have to be careful. Okay. Change in momentum of a molecule. So due to this, it offers a force on ABCD surface like this. Now, after collision, the molecule straight away goes and hits the surface OPQR. Delta T, time taken to travel from ABCD to OPQR, is L by Vx. X component of displacement L by X component of velocity Vx. This is time taken. And after colliding with the OPQR, it will come back to ABCD. So time taken again will be L by Vx. So 2L by Vx is the time taken by particle to collide the surface successively. Time gap between successive collisions. Time gap between two successive collisions is this one. 2L by Vx. So suppose how frequent the molecule collides you want to know. How frequent the molecule collides you want to know. Then 1 by time period, 1 by time taken will be the frequency. For example, 0.5 seconds the molecule takes between two successive collisions. Then what would be the frequency? Frequency is calculated per second only. So 1 by 0.5, 2 times it per second it is colliding. If frequency you want, you can do like this. Anyhow, time gap between successive collisions of the same molecule with the same surface is 2L by Vx. Now, force. Force acting F is equal to change in momentum by time. So Fx, force exerted by the molecule on ABCD, is equal to delta Px by delta T. This will be mvx square by L. mvx square by L. mvx square by L. Suppose there are n molecules, then total force exerted F, average force exerted, average force is n into Fx. So n m Vx square by L. But we have Vx is equal to Vy is equal to Vz for each molecule. Equal probability is there for the molecule to go along x, y, z axis. Therefore, respective squares also same. Now see what I do. V, velocity of the molecule square, is equal to Vx square plus Vy square plus Vz square. Implies Vx square is equal to 1 by 3 V square. Vx square is equal to 1 by 3 V square. Therefore, pressure P, average pressure P is equal to force by area, average force by area L square, phase area. So this will be 1 by 3, L is there, L square is there, it will become L cube, N m V square, N m V square. But see, this expression is correct only if all the molecules are having same velocity V. All the molecules, if having same velocity, this expression is correct. What is the guarantee that all molecules will have same velocity? No chance. No chance. If I conduct an examination for all your, see 30 guys here in the section, what is the guarantee that every one of you score the same mark? No. Person to person, understanding changes. Anyhow, I am teacher is same, the lesson is same, or are you grasping the same? No. Perception changes, person to person will change, right? So if you say all the molecules are having same velocity, it is wrong notion. Different molecules will have different velocities, but x component is equal to y component equal to z component for each. That is correct. All the molecules are having same velocity is wrong. Different molecules will have different velocities. As a result, you have to introduce average term here. You need to introduce one average term. I erase this box. So to make it more clear, average pressure, if you want to write, this has to be average, V square average. V square average, how I define? V1 square, first particle velocity square, plus V2 square, second particle velocity square, third particle velocity square, etc. by N. This is V square average. Okay. This is V square average. Now it is correct. Different particles are having different velocity, correct. Now what I do is, I introduce here RMS velocity, root mean square velocity. So this is actually mean of squares of velocities. Mean means average runner. It is mean of velocity squares. First particle velocity square, second particle velocity square, third particle velocity square, all I am adding up, taking the average. So it is the average of squares of velocities. I add one root term also for my convenience. Then I introduce root of mean of square of velocities. So v1 square plus v2 square plus v3 square plus etc. by n under root. This is called RMS velocity, a kind of average. It's a way of taking average. See, so depending upon your average class performance, or the teacher delivers the lesson. So how we understand average? In a different way. We check your marks accordingly. We will go. That is one method. If you take that method, all average mark I will study, all marks I add, I find divide by n, I find average, accordingly I will do. So like this is another kind of finding average velocity. Aggregate molecules, when there are bunch of molecules in the dabba that I have taken cube of side L, and all the molecules are not having same velocity, different are having different velocity. To understand the aggregate behavior of all the molecules into one, I introduce this RMS velocity concept. Now public, you see here, average pressure P is equal to, you tell me what is L cube here? L cube term is what? 1 by 3 I put, okay. L cube is what? We go to previous cube that I have taken. L cube. Deepika,
Volume, sir.
volume. N into M. N is number of molecules. M is mass of each molecule. N is number of molecules. M is mass of each molecule. So N into M, mass of the gas. N into M is mass of the gas. Total mass of the gas by volume. N into M by L cube is density. N into M by L cube is rho. So this is rho into here V square average. V square average, I write V RMS velocity square. It is V square average. Now what I made? V RMS square I made. Thus, pressure of a gas is directly related to the RMS velocity of the molecule, gas molecule. Rho is the density. That's why when heat energy is added to a gas, heat energy if is added to a gas, what happens? The molecules of the gas absorb the heat energy. When they absorb the heat energy, velocity of the molecule changes, increases. RMS velocity increases. So that leads to more number of collisions. If velocity increases, more number of collisions among molecules happen. As a result, more number of collisions happen. As a result, pressure increases. So this is the reason for increment in pressure with the supply of heat. With the supply of heat, kinetic energy RMS velocity increases, automatically pressure increases. So tell me if you finish it, I will erase and I proceed further. What happened to Namish Verma? Anybody know? Any one of you?
I guess he's attending offline. Sorry.
Oh, he is attending offline classes. Okay, okay. Continue.
Yes, sir.
Now, how I change the equation? Pressure we understand. Pressure of a gas is due to what we understood. Chalo. RMS velocity, alternately I can give another formula like 3p by rho. Atmospheric pressure 1 lakh 10 to the power 5. Density of air 1.22 kg per meter cube. This if you do, you will get around 400. Each air molecule surrounding us is moving with a velocity on the average 400 meter per second greater than velocity of sound. Keep it in mind. Coming to multiply with V volume, PV is equal to 1 by 3 rho V into VRMS square. P Newton per meter square, volume meter cube, so the product is Newton meter work done. This is PV is always joules unit work done. Rho V I can write mass of the gas into VRMS square. At the same time, PV equal to mu RT. We are dealing with ideal gases only. We are dealing with ideal gases. So PV equal to mu RT. I have license to write this anytime, anywhere. Okay. Mass of the gas. How to write? Mass of the gas is number of moles into gram molecular weight capital M is equal to mu RT into VRMS square. So mu cancel. RT is equal to 1 by 3 M VRMS square. Gram molecular weight contains Avogadro number of molecules. So I will write 2 by 3 into 1 by 2, just like that. M I can write Avogadro number of molecules into mass of each molecule into VRMS square. This is equal to RT. Check it. Any doubt, ask me. Now, Avogadro number you bring this side. Okay. This is R by Avogadro number into T is equal to 2/3 of, this is kinetic energy average kinetic energy per molecule, half M VRMS square. Half M VRMS average, because VRMS is average. Gas constant per each molecule R by Na is Boltzmann constant K. So 3 by 2 kT is equal to average kinetic energy per molecule. So temperature, you want to write, it is 2 by 3k of kinetic energy per molecule. Boltzmann constant, I hope you know, 1.38 into 10 to the power minus 22 you will get. Hmm? Gas constant by Avogadro number. We can call it as gas constant per molecule. That is Boltzmann constant. So translation kinetic energy, average translation kinetic energy per molecule is equal to 3 by 2 kT. Average translation kinetic energy per molecule is equal to 3 by 2 kT. And temperature is thus a measure of average kinetic energy per molecule. See, it is given in terms of kinetic energy only. Okay, 2 by 3k, 2 by 3k times average kinetic energy. Okay, K is Boltzmann constant. So temperature is a measure of average kinetic energy per molecule. Now, in the beginning, we understood that when heat is supplied to a substance, the temperature increases. What is the reason? We came to know now. We accepted initially, now we did post-mortem, then the report has come like this. That's all. Okay, so when heat energy is supplied, what happens? The molecules present in the gas absorb the heat energy. When energy of the molecule increase, average kinetic energy per molecule, that is increasing. When average kinetic energy per molecule increases, automatically temperature increases. How energy of molecule is increased? You are adding energy. By what? By supplying heat. You have supplied heat. You have supplied heat. So average kinetic energy per molecule increased. That leads to increase in temperature. And not only that, RMS velocity increases. So pressure 1 by 3 rho V RMS square. Pressure also increases. If volume is kept constant, if you arrest the gas in a container, volume remains constant, pressure increase, temperature increase with the supply of heat. If volume is also free, gas is free to expand, then volume also increases. Thus, whenever you supply heat to a gaseous system, pressure, temperature, volume, all the three parameters increase. So it is justified now. Check. Pressure and temperature in terms of molecular activities we are able to interpret and understand now. We are able to interpret and understand. Problem. Calculate RMS speed of hydrogen at STP. 1 mole of hydrogen at STP. Standard temperature and pressure conditions. What is 1 mole of hydrogen RMS velocity? Density is given 0.09 kg per meter cube. 3p by rho you apply. RMS is equal to square root of 3p by rho. Bus, you will get the answer. Atmospheric pressure only you have to substitute. Answer please. You don't give the answer, huh? Okay. It is 1837 meters per second. 1837. Since problem I gave, solution and answer also I think I have to give. So it is 1837 meter per second or 1.8 kilometers per second. Actually, KTG is the stepping stone to thermodynamics. Once I enter thermodynamics, so it would be difficult to cover the calorimetry. Okay, so calorimetry also we have to complete. It is not mentioned, nowhere mentioned in the syllabus, but safe side, we finish it, it would be useful to you. You may get questions in the exam also. Not mentioned, but they have nowhere mentioned calorimetry in the syllabus also. Still, it is to be covered. So what I do, I will stop KTG here. I gave the meaning of what is pressure, what is temperature. So calorimetry I will discuss tomorrow. After completion of calorimetry, then I will come back to KTG. Okay, because I doubt there may be 1 or 2 questions on calorimetry. So I'll stop here. We will take up calorimetry tomorrow and then we'll come back to KTG. KTG Friday, tomorrow is Thursday. So calorimetry, if I complete, you will have some time to prepare. Okay. So see, like this, we are thinking from your side also, but you guys never think from our aspect. No response for any question. This is too bad. Keeping quiet is too bad. Hello, calorimetry we will finish tomorrow, and then we come back to KTG Friday. Saturday you write the exam. Monday launching thermodynamics successfully. That's all. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.